Highly Strung Hannah by Robert Chantler. This week, L-plates.
The train ride was particularly awful today. It was like a cattle truck. You know, it really made me think I ought to learn to drive.
Well, I agree, but shouldn't you wait until all the other cars, cyclists and pedestrians are off the roads?
That's not funny, Tim. Everyone can drive.
You can't.
You know what I mean. I'm sure if I could, I tried.
Well, yes, if you want to learn to drive, I think that would be very useful. No, you go for it if you want, darling.
Thank you, darling. Will you give me lessons?
Oh, no.
One no would have done. Why not?
Because I know you. Because people who know each other shouldn't play teacher and pupil.
We do on...
You know what I mean. Anyway, I'm not a driving instructor.
So?
I don't know what the current standards are. I don't know what they test you on, apart from going from A to B without killing someone.
You think I'd be a bad driver, don't you?
Of course not.
Well then.
My car doesn't have dual control. My car isn't insured for you or any other driver.
Well, you can change the insurance policy.
It'll cost a lot more if I put a learner on it.
I thought you were supportive.
I am, darling. I just think you need to have lessons from a proper instructor. Maybe nearer the test when you just need a bit of confidence boosting, but otherwise I'm not the right person. OK, it's nothing personal. I'm sure you'll be a wonderful driver.
Morning, Han.
Morning, Karen.
Morning, Tony.
He's so lazy. He can't even bother to answer me now. He just does a peace sign and waves weekly.
Yes, he's definitely getting lazier. So, how are you?
Fine. I decided yesterday on my train ride home that I should learn to drive.
Great, yes, I agree, you should.
Really?
Yes, I suppose Tim can give you lessons, so it shouldn't cost anything.
He said he wouldn't.
Why not?
Oh, he had loads of excuses. The car insurance cost, the fact he hasn't got dual controls, the fact he's not a driving instructor, blah, blah, blah. The real reason is he thinks I'll be a nervous wreck and a terrible driver.
Look, there are loads of driving schools. Most of them give free introductory lessons. Why not pick one and give it a go? What have you got to lose?
My licence?
You haven't got one yet.
Oh God, you're right. I haven't applied for one.
Well, you better do that first, and remember, it can take a few weeks to come through. You can also ride a moped on a provisional licence, so you could get a moped while you're learning and avoid the train journeys.
Oh yeah. I'll go and get my licence at lunchtime.
Get the form from the post office and get some passport pictures too.
Right, thanks.
So you sent off for your licence then?
Yes, it could take up to a week.
Well, you can't drive until you get it, but you can still book yourself some lessons. Have you started looking?
A bit. There are a few schools around here, but they all offer free introductory lessons, and they all say they're wonderful, so I don't know how to choose.
Well, Josh is having his driving lessons from Pass First Time, I think it is. There isn't a driving school called Round the Bend, is there, by any chance? That would suit you.
Tim.
Sorry, darling, couldn't resist that.
That would be a terrible name for a driving school.
Could be worse.
How?
Skid marks?
OK, well, I'll choose one tomorrow and book some lessons starting next week. I'm sure it'll come by then. I paid an extra fee to have it fast-tracked.
OK, Mrs. Spencer, let's just go through this again before we go anywhere. You're in the car, you're going to drive off. What do you do?
I shut the door, I put my seatbelt on, I adjust my seat, I check my mirrors are clean and that I can see through my rear view mirror. I check the car's in neutral. After that, it all gets a bit confusing.
But what you've said is already fine. What's confusing?
The pedals and the gears. What's the one on the left?
The clutch.
OK, then there's the accelerator and the brake.
No, the clutch is on the left, the brake is in the middle, and the accelerator is on the right.
OK, I'm sure it was all over the other side when we got in the car.
Mrs. Spencer, pedals don't change positions.
And the gear stick? I mean, all this thumbs up and thumbs down and lift this and pull that.
It's very easy. To move off, put it into first gear. That's up and left. Then when you pick up speed, you move it down and left, and that's second gear. Up and central for third gear, down and central for fourth, and then up and right for fifth. So you move in a zigzag pattern from left to right as you pick up speed. It's like a journey. Start here, finish there, and to slow down and stop, you do the opposite.
Okay, and that's the brake.
No, that's the accelerator. Please don't confuse those.
Okay, and reverse is down and right.
Clutch. Clutch.
I am clutching.
I mean, press the clutch, not squeeze the life out of the gear stick.
Right, sorry. The clutch is in the middle, isn't it?
No, that's the brake. The clutch is on the left.
You're not very patient, are you?
I'm extremely patient, Mrs. Spencer, or I would have lost my temper by now. Just don't get in a flap, you'll be fine. Now depress the clutch.
It's probably depressed enough knowing I'll be driving it. Don't laugh.
Okay, now lift the collar, and then it's down and right.
I don't see how lifting my collar will help, but...
This, the collar on the gear stick.
Oh yes, being silly. There, it's in.
It's a bit stiff sometimes.
Depends on your student, I suppose.
Very good.
Should I start the car?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I turn the key. Yes.
Well done. Cockpit drill's done. Car started. She's idling nicely. Now put it into first gear and move off slowly.
Okay.
First, not reverse.
Sorry, is that bad?
Well, at least it wasn't another person's car or a pedestrian. But try not to crash the car.
You're insured, aren't you?
Well, yes, but we only have 3 cars in the driving school, so we can't afford to lose too many.
Okay.
Now, put the car into first gear by pressing the clutch, moving the stick up and left. Good. Now lift your foot off the clutch and press the accelerator slowly towards the floor. No, you put your right foot on the accelerator and push down at the same time as you bring your left foot up.
Oh, it's all so complicated.
Well, we have to get this bit right before we can do anything else, so let's try it again, shall we?
Right, we have liftoff.
No, please keep it on the ground.
Whoops.
Wait for the airbags to deflate.
Sorry.
I think it might be a good idea if you switch off the ignition and get out of the vehicle.
Yep.
The radiator's gone.
Does the car have central heating then?
The radiator is at the front of the bonnet. It cools the car's systems.
Oh, so if it's gone, that's bad then, isn't it?
Quite bad, yes.
Well, I suppose I'm barred now.
Yes, I don't think you should come back to my driving school again, Mrs. Spencer. In fact, I don't think you're quite cut out for driving full stop.
Come on, darling, you've been snivelling all evening. Everyone's allowed to total 1 car in their lifetime.
It wasn't totaled. It was just the central heating I busted. You'd have thought I'd taken the roof off, the fuss he made.
Well, how about I pull a few strings?
I'm not Lady Penelope. I can drive without your assistance.
No, I don't mean tie them to you. I mean have a chat to Sydney at the university and see if he'll let you practice in the driving simulator. It's basically a car that doesn't move, but it interacts with a 3D screen so it looks like you're driving and it reacts to what you do with the steering wheel and the pedals. And if you crash, you just reset it and start again. Perfect.
Oh, would you?
If you cheer up and stop snivelling, it's not just a few tissues in the wastebasket, it's a rainforest.
So you're going to play with a driving simulator?
Yeah, it's at the university. Oh, I do love my Tim. A few lessons on that and I should be a natural on the road.
Well, time will tell.
I think that driving instructor was very impatient, just because I couldn't remember which pedal was which. How was I meant to remember? Anyway, I reckon he moved them around. I'm sure the clutch was on the right when I got in.
You could always learn in an automatic.
I want to drive a car, not a washing machine.
No, a car without gears and a clutch pedal. Well, it has gears, but only 3, and you just move one stick forward and back. There's drive, which you engage when you move off, but you don't have to change gear again until the end of the journey. And if you want to stop, you just slowly press on the brake. There's reverse for going backwards, and neutral for when you're stationary.
That sounds good. And only 2 pedals?
Yes, but you couldn't drive a manual car on an automatic licence.
Well, that's fine. I don't want to. I hate gear sticks. That one in the instructor's car looked like a knob.
Right. Any particular...
No, just a general knob.
So ready for your day on the simulator tomorrow?
Yes, and I've definitely decided that I'm going to try and drive an automatic.
Right, well I'm sure it can be set to simulate an automatic too. And that was Karen's idea.
Yes.
Well, it makes sense. You get a smoother ride in an automatic, although they do use a bit more petrol. Still, no, I think that would be a good idea. Have a day with a simulator and then book another lesson with another school, and you should be a natural.
Welcome, Tim. So you must be Hannah. Welcome to you too.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Have you ever used a simulator before?
Yes, I've got one at home in my bedroom.
A simulator, darling. Just when I'm at conferences, Sydney.
Oh, well...
Can it stimulate an automatic?
Yes, we just put the automatic cockpit set in place of the manual one and select a different mode on the simulator. As you can see, it's a real car cabin and the screen projects front and side view and the view changes as you move the car. Clever, eh?
Yes.
And you can't do any damage because if you crash on the simulation, you just reset it and start again, just like a computer game.
Can you give me a demo?
Sit in the driver's seat. I'll sit in the passenger seat. Cockpit drill.
Shed doors, belts on, mirrors adjusted, ignition. The end has lit up.
Yes, it's in neutral.
Wow, Tim, look at the screen. It's just like real. Even the sights and everything, how...
Don't worry about the techie stuff, darling. Just enjoy it.
Just push the lever forward so the D lights up. Take your right foot off the brake and then put your right foot on the accelerator and steer. If you want to stop, use the left pedal foot, and to get faster, use your right pedal.
Oh yes, oh this is so easy. Look Tim, I'm driving, I haven't hit anyone or crashed anything.
Yes, just keep your eyes on the road, darling, that's it. Oh, look how happy she is, like a child with a Christmas present.
Well, have fun. Just power it down at the end and lock up. The code is 4443 if you need to pop out during the day.
Thanks, Sydney, I really owe you one. That's the happiest I've seen her since she first got the idea in her head.
Get over your side of the road, you stupid prick.
Oh yes, the simulator has other cars too.
Yes, we drive on the left in this country, darling, on the left.
I'm so confident now, thank you.
Okay.
I didn't crash at all day.
No, just clipped a few wing mirrors and a bit of speeding, but yes, it seemed pretty good to me.
I wish everyone drove a simulator, then the traffic and congestion would be non-existent.
I think you're tired after your long day because you're talking rubbish now.
I find an automatic driving school tomorrow and book some lessons.
I must say, you seem to have taken to this like a duck to water. You sure you haven't been out on the road before?
Promise, I had a go on a driving simulator, that's all.
OK, well, how about we go along the bypass? It's a bit less built up and you should be able to have a good run.
OK.
Turn left here.
Yes.
OK, accelerate. Lovely.
This is great. Oh, Miss Bennett, I...
Look where you're going! Look where you're...
Whoops! You get a lovely view from up here, don't you? And we're having a nice steady drive now, you must agree.
Yes, the transporter driver's very good, isn't he?
Oh, go to sleep, darling.
It was going so well. She said I was a natural.
I know.
I was only looking at her for 1 minute.
I know.
The car left the road. It wasn't my fault.
No, of course it wasn't.
I mean, what was a stupid tree doing there? Who put it there in the first place?
On the roadside. Who knows?
I don't think I want to drive anymore. I was fine before I started. Maybe I should just play with Sydney's simulator when I feel the need.
Come on, when I came to the school to get you, Mrs. Bennett said you weren't the first driver to have crashed, not looking where you were going. She didn't ban you from the school, did she?
I felt bad.
Yes, well, you've only totaled 2 cars in as many weeks. Just learn from it, and next time you'll be fine. Don't give up, book some more lessons and go for your test, OK?
But I've blotted my copybook now.
It's not pub watch, darling. There are other driving schools that teach automatic driving. Come on, we'll find one a little further afield tomorrow. You know I'm right.
Thank you, darling. Good night.
Night, darling. Cuddle Mr. Tiddles and don't worry.
Morning, Hannah.
Morning.
Morning, Han.
Morning.
So, did the simulator pay off?
I was doing really well. She said I was natural. Then I turned round to talk to her and drove into a tree.
Oh, no.
That's what they call a crash course, eh?
Not funny, Tony. I would have given up if Tim hadn't reassured me. So I have a lesson with another driving school at lunchtime.
Right, I'll ring my friends and tell them to stay home then.
He's only joking, Han. How many times did you take to pass then?
5.
Well, you should shut up then.
Suppose. I wasn't going to bother. Too much effort, but I had to, really. A manager that can't drive is a bit of a non-starter.
Well, I've learned my lesson. No more driving into trees.
It's no use, I can't sleep.
Why not?
It's you, just lying there, happy and not racked with thoughts.
Yes, well, it was such a nice lesson. He said I'll be ready for my test with a few more lessons, but I need to learn the highway code. Can you help me with that?
I will, of course I will. Now just toss and turn a bit, will you, so I can get some sleep.
Can you ask me some questions now and see what I know?
Well, my copy of the highway code is in the car, darling. Can it wait till tomorrow? You have to learn it first.
Oh, all right. I'll think about what I know whilst I'm asleep.
OK.
But shouldn't you learn the stuff first and then ask me to test you?
Yes, but I was interested to see how much I'd picked up by being driven by Tim.
OK, well, there's a computer program you can get that puts road signs up and asks you to identify them. Gives you multiple choice questions, hazard awareness scenarios and everything. Much more fun. I saw it in Smith's.
Oh, Tim should have said. I'll go and get it at lunchtime and get learning.
Having done a degree, learning the highway code should be a piece of cake for you.
Yes, you're right. It should be. Just you wait. A few weeks from now, I'll be driving. I already have got a strategy.
Have you?
The examiner's bound to be male, right? So wear a really short skirt and he won't notice any little mistakes. Because like most men, he'll just be looking at my legs and thinking about sex.
OK, but if the examiner's a woman...
Better hope she's a lesbian. Anyway, she won't be. It's bound to be a man. Tim's was, Josh's was yours?
Yes.
There we are then.
Mrs. Spencer?
Yes?
I'm Elizabeth Moore, your examiner.
Oh, right. I thought you were a man. I thought you'd be a man.
Sorry to disappoint you. Were you on the pull? It's just the length of your skirt, or lack of length, made me wonder.
Oh dear. I don't suppose you're a lesbian, are you?
No, Mrs. Spencer. Rest assured I'll be watching your driving skills, not your legs.
Okay.
Well now, would you like to get in and make yourself comfortable?
Yes.
So, what do you do before you drive off?
I check the doors are shut. I make sure we're both strapped in. I check the mirrors so I can see them all. I check the car's in neutral. I check my seat is adjusted properly. Yep.
And before you even get in the car, what should you check?
Tyres, oil, water, windscreen wash and wipers, lights and indicators.
Good. Right, I'd like you to start the car, turn left out of here and proceed up North Street, okay?
Yes.
Right, at the end of the road, I'd like you to turn left.
How am I doing?
You'll get your feedback afterwards, Mrs. Spencer. Just concentrate on driving.
Oh yes, I don't want to hit another tree. Whoops, I shouldn't have said that.
Right.
I thought you said left.
Yes, turn left, that's it. Now, what are you watching for in this street?
Trees.
There aren't any.
Well, you never know where a tree might appear.
Trees.
Children, careless pedestrians, people who open their car doors without checking what's coming.
Good. What's that sign mean?
Maximum speed limit, 30 miles an hour.
Very good. So, why are you doing 45?
Oh, shit. Sorry, I didn't realise.
Keep an eye on your speedometer. Just a quick glance every so often. And please don't speed again or you'll have to be failed.
Oh, no.
Now, turn left out of this road and then when you get to the roundabout, go straight over it.
OK, roundabout ahead.
Good.
Don't hoot me.
Stop!
What?
When I said go straight over it, I meant take the second exit, not literally drive over it.
Well, you should have made that clear. I failed, haven't I?
Yes, and I think the car might not be drivable now.
Oh, you can't fail me. You'd have told me to take the second exit. I'll appeal.
We can't continue the test if the car is undrivable.
Well, I'll shove it in reverse and we'll see.
No!
Whoops!
What does MSM mean?
Bondage?
No, Mrs. Spencer.
Oh no, that's S and M. MSM, mirror signal manoeuvre.
Did you look in your mirror?
No.
Did you signal?
No.
Was it a safe manoeuvre, bearing in mind you were reversing off a roundabout?
No.
Well, I'm very sorry, Mrs. Spencer. Once I've exchanged details with the people you just crashed into, I'm afraid I'll have to fail you. I'll drive you back to the centre and then the driving school can have their car back.
They're going to be really cross.
Come on, darling, you've been crying for ages now. It's not that bad. The insurance will pay out on the car. That's what the driving school has insurance for.
They said they didn't want me to have lessons again. They said they put the word out to local driving schools in the interest of public safety.
There are other driving schools. We can go further afield.
Why, Birmingham?
We can't blacklist you. Anyway, there are dozens of driving schools. Why not sign up one nearer where you work?
Maybe. I'm not one of life's drivers. I've managed so far. I managed at uni without a car. I got a job without a car.
That's right, darling. Why not forget about driving for a while, eh? Maybe in a year or so, when you get over the trauma, you can try again.
I can't say I failed. Karen and Tony will think badly of me.
Of course they won't.
I bet they will.
Oh, come on, give us a cuddle. Things won't seem so bad in the morning.
How's that? I'm going to pass overnight, am I?
Come on, get some sleep. We'll talk in the morning.
Don't worry, Han. Nobody thinks badly of you.
Lots of people fail first time.
Of course they do.
I never even got as far as the theory test.
Oh dear. You know, you can just book a test. You don't have to do it through your driving school.
Really?
Yes, just don't do anything silly or dangerous or illegal.
Morning, Anna. How was the test then?
Fine. Yes, I passed.
Oh, well done. No more trains for you then, eh? Just need a car now.
Yes.
You been crying?
Oh, it's the emotion of it all.
Right. See you later.
Hannah?
How could I tell him I failed? I want him to think badly of me.
You told me?
Yes, but you're my friend. He's my boss.
Right. Anyway, you'll have to pass now. He'll find out eventually.
I'll book a test next weekend in an automatic.
Have you got one?
This is unusual, isn't it? You visiting me for lunch?
Our car's an automatic, isn't it?
Yes.
Good. I booked a test for myself for next weekend. And I need a car I'm familiar with. That's an automatic.
Right.
So can you take me out in hours and give me some lessons?
I don't have my crash helmet anymore.
Tim!
Goodbye, old girl.
Are you leaving me?
I was saying it to the car.
Tim, have some faith.
Darling, I love you heaps, but you have wrecked 3 cars, caused a 3-car pile-up, all in the space of a month. Not exactly a track record to inspire confidence, is it?
I was going to give up. You were the one who told me to keep trying.
Yes, I was, wasn't I?
Yes, now live up to your word.
All right, but I warn you, if you crash my car, I will be a cross bunny. My car. It's back in one piece.
I passed. I did it.
All right, calm down. You'll have your legs round me in a minute.
Look.
Well done, darling. Well done. See, perseverance always pays off in the end.
I know. Now I can get my own car and the insurance claims. And with the driving school, so it should be fine.
Well, technically, don't worry. You go ahead and pick a car and I'll sort the insurance out. Anniversary present.
You'll buy me a car?
Well, I meant the insurance actually, but yes, why not? I'll buy you a car.
Can we afford it?
Well, you're not having an Aston Martin.
No, that wouldn't be me at all. Something small and girly. A little Peugeot or something.
I think we can arrange that.
No more train journeys into work.
No. One thing, though, I know you don't have to display P-plates, but it might not do any harm for a while. Just in case you need a reminder not to be too confident.
OK, darling, whatever you say.
You have been listening to Nanu Chumber as Hannah, Robert Chantler as Tim, Tina Turner as Karen, Geoff Buckingham as Tony, James Ford Bannister as Mr. Hunter, Robin Whitbread as Sydney, Joe Adams as Mrs. Bennet, and Sara Lee as Mrs. Moore. Highly Strung Hannah was written and directed by Robert Chantler and was a Free Theatre Company production.